yo. The Slant.
Hey everyone, it's Paulie at Latino Slant. I'm joined with Tom.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
I hopefully they're great and excited because we have a really interesting kind of overlapping of channels interview, man. And
Yeah.
I thought it'd be great to call you in. We had so much fun with La Bamba.
Absolutely, and I'm very excited to be here today. So yeah, I can't wait to get into this.
All right, well, let's just do it then. We have with us playwright Oliver Mayer. Hola, Oliver.
Woo!
And leading man, actor extraordinaire, Matthew Lillard. Hey!
No, holla! You look like a playwright. Look at all those books behind you. You're so smart.
Wait, which one?
Yeah.
Which one? One has a gremlin behind him.
I'm the one that looks like a kid, right? Like, yeah.
No, I would say the one with the gremlin is probably the playwright.
Yeah.
You guys have an interesting event, and it is actually this Wednesday, happening online for free. This is crazy. So, Oliver, since it's your short play, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, the most important thing, as you just said, is it's free. I think maybe the other most important thing is that it's an A-list cast. I'm happen to write it, and it's got a great subject matter, but we're talking about a cast that includes Matthew Lillard, Marlene Forte, who's been on like Altered Carbon and Superstore and lots of stuff. Chastity Dotson is a great actress. Herbert Seguenza, who's like a mythic, amazing actor. And David Zayas, who you guys probably know from Gotham and from Dexter. So it's like this insanely great cast, and we've come together for a short play online about the life of Ruben Salazar. Ruben Salazar was a journalist who most people know him for his death 50 years ago. It was at the Chicano Moratorium. It was a demonstration for Chicano rights and against the Vietnam War, and he was murdered. And so most people all want to talk about how he was murdered, but we want to talk about what he did in his life. And he happened to be a journalist whose theme was probably the theme going on in his own life, was identifying himself. And I feel like the world is the same way about this. And his particular identity was, am I a Mexican American? Am I a Chicano? What does that mean? What's that hyphen in between the Mexican American? And can we make it work for ourselves?
Matthew, you're playing two historical characters.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Well, I mean, yeah, well, I'm playing two historical characters and then the LA Times throughout the entire 60s. Yeah, I played JFK and Richard Nixon in two little, I mean, it's a very short play. So they're two little quick, beautiful speeches that both guys gave during the course of their life that Oliver's put into the play. And you know, it's not too often that you get to play two icons in less than 15 minutes.
Who could say they've ever played both, right? Like,
right. Well, not in 15 minutes. They are
exactly. Not just that, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's fun. I mean, look, it's an incredible cast. The material flies by. It's super fun. And personally, you know, I've never taken Chicano studies. I knew nothing about Ruben Salazar. And so to sort of live in this space and play with these people, and obviously, it's been just a real treat.
Well, you know, Tom, me and Tom are big Cheech and Chong fans. You know, there's that Mexican American song, right? That we all poke fun about. But in reality, the Chicano experience is that, you know, you go to college and you take Chicano studies, so you learn about this. Because I didn't know shit, man. I grew up in Santa Monica. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruben, huh? My cousins live down the street.
For the Rams, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, my family lived down the street from Salazar Park back in the day. What was it called before? Belvedere.
I think it was Belvedere Park. And the Silver Dollar Cafe is actually still there, where he actually did die. And it's under weird circumstances. And a lot of people really think it was it was death by cop. And the question was, how much, you know, how dirty was it? I tend to think it was more really, really bad policing, which we have seen again over the years. We wanted to spend some time on him alive, him, the things he meant to do, the people he was trying to talk to, using the LA Times and eventually TV KMEX, which eventually became Channel 34, which eventually became Univision, and just the beginnings of a formation of an identity that we all deal with now.
So how did this collaboration happen? How did this connection, Matthew, happen? How did you become a part of this?
Well, Oliver and I have a friend at USC who I hate it when you go to the big screen. I'm like, oh my god.
I know, right? All right, here we go.
It's supposed to be my
Tom wanted me to
job,
do it,
every time you go big, I'm like, God, go to makeup, son.
Here you go. You're a handsome man.
Yes.
But we, Oliver and I became friends probably 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago now, 8 years ago.
Yeah, it could be even more. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started. He was like one day said, "Come in, let's read the script," and we've done that a couple times. And then this opportunity came along, and said, "Would you like to come in and read and play JFK and Nixon and the voice of the LA Times?" I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty great." And look, as an actor, I was an actor in junior high school and high school. My whole life it was spent in theater, and I just happened to get lucky and end up doing films. And television, but my true passion, the thing I love more than anything is stage. And even though it's Zoom, the sort of fellowship around the rehearsal process, working with Edgar, the director, who's comes from theater. Obviously, it's a play, so it's got a theatricality about it that it really it hasn't a chance. I haven't had a chance lately to be on stage, and so it's really for me personally, it's scratching a sort of artistic itch. And I love working with Oliver. I just think his collaboration, his energy, his vibe, what he's trying to say, his point of view are all things that, inspire me and the artist in me. So it's been a really rewarding, simple, easy process.
Right.
Tom, I hear this all the time, from Romy to other actor friends. And now, Matthew's at, they're blessed, got the TV, got the film careers, but it's all about theater, man.
Well, I think that, and I'm sure Matthew can back me up or disagree with me, but I'm sure a lot of that has to do with the personal experience you get more than you do with, a movie, because a movie is just so technical, and same thing with a television. So I'm sure even doing voiceovers, because I've done a little voice work myself, and I know it's real, it's not the same. You're not in the moment, you're not in the character, and I'm sure that's a big difference, right, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I always try to equate it as, there are people that the musicians that make a lot of money as
my bad. And take two.
Start flapping your mouth as I talk. But there's musicians that make a lot of money as studio musicians and are playing on albums, and it's just not the same as being live on stage in front of 50,000 people. So it's a visceral reaction. It's also, there's something about theater, and Oliver, I'm sure I'm curious to see what your opinion about this is. Like, there is a camaraderie and an energy that comes out of that fellowship. When you're an actor in film and television, it's like a job. It's like any other job. Like, you go to work, you have friends at work, you clock in, you clock out. There's something about being on stage and every night going into battle together builds a confidence and a sense of love and camaraderie that film and television doesn't even touch. But is it the same as a writer? I mean, or do you feel removed from that?
I have had a 35-year career as a playwright. I probably had about a 3-year career as a TV writer. And, I had a couple of credits and went downhill. And I wasn't that interested either. And I've, worked on a movie or two. Every once in a while, I get a chance to work on a movie. I'm not against it, and I like the money. But I obviously don't like the money that much, because I've spent 35 years doing this. Half the time we're not even earning a penny, usually spending in order to do it. Matt can tell you just how much fun it is to be around these people. Of course, TV and film, you work with great people. But there's something about us just coming together and doing this just kind of out of love.
It's a lot of
kind
teamwork.
of just for the fun of it.
While we got a few more minutes with Matthew, I wanted to ask him some specific.
I'm an Aquarius. I like long walks on the beach.
Awesome. Are you single?
You know what, Tom?
Favorite color is blue.
March 3rd, which is Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This has come up for people in other time zones.
Sure.
And we'll start pretty much right around 4 o'clock. It's not a long piece. Easy RSVP, and then join us.
I mean, you know, we're hungry for entertainment, and here it is presented to us for free, and I'm so excited for you guys. Is there's a music element to it?
Oh, we should have said that. Thank you for
Yeah.
reminding us.
Yeah.
So there's this great band in town, Ellas, and they are 3 female mariachis, and they
Wow.
can play everything.
That's all
They
you had to
play-
say.
They're amazing. They're
And they're-
amazing.
Yo contigo no siento el sonar de la lluvia y el viento, porque llevo tu amor en mi pecho como un madrigal.
So good. It's so good.
So this Wednesday night, all the information
Yeah.
is below. It's in the links of both these videos. So there's no reason to not make it, guys. We really want to support Oliver and Matthew's work and the work of everyone else in the cast and you know, including AS, Tom.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Well, thanks, guys.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
muchísimas gracias. Good luck with all your projects, you know, right in front of you and those ones in the future. Be well, everybody. We'll see you next time.